Thank you and welcome again to the workshop planning and management. Today we are going to look at the risk assessment matrix in a workshop setting. When we talk about the risk assessment matrix, this means that this is a template that is basically helping us there in the workshop to do the organization of data, the analysis of data, the planning, and what to do with the data there in the workshop. And the template is as simple as you can see. It has some quite very important columns. One, we must identify the hazard in that particular workshop. Two, we must relate the risk to that particular hazard in the same particular workshop. And then three, we must now tell us if the hazard and the risk is likely to happen or not likely to happen or occur in that particular workshop. And these are some of the terminologies that we shall employ. Then we shall talk about the likely, the possibility, unlikely, and impossibility. Then four, we shall talk about the severity, where we measure now the risk and the hazard, and that particular hefty of that particular risk in the workshop. We shall talk whether it is moderate, whether it is severe, whether it is low, and all that. And then also we shall talk about now the risk level. Is it high? Is it low? Is it medium? That is what we shall talk about that there. And then also we must stipulate clearly the control measure of that particular risk and the hazard that is likely to occur there in the workshop. And then also you assign a person or a facilitator that will be always liable or responsible for that particular occurrence of that risk or hazard. And then also you must put the date for the review of all the risks that are likely to happen and the hazards that may really occur in their workshop. So today this particular template is indicating the hazards. Like for example, there is here the hazard is the slippery floor. And then you say that the risk is someone might fall or might slip, and that might lead to an injury because it is an accident. You've said that whenever this floor is slippery, that is likely to happen. But that is also a moderate hazard. The risk level is medium in this particular case. And here we've said that the control measure should use a slip mats down to the floor. And then also we do the regular cleaning, and we have assigned, for example, that the responsible person is marked in that particular case. Then also we indicated the date for the review. Then two, we also brought another example is the electrical equipment is also a hazard. And we've said that there is electric shock or a fire that might occur. That means that that electrical wiring in that workshop is naked, for example, or it is passing a pathway in that particular workshop. We also say that there is also possibility of shocks and the occurrences of fire in the workshop. And whenever there is fire, we categorize that as the most severe hazard in that workshop, and the risk level is not low, it is not medium, but very high. Then we've also said that the control measure is to ensure proper grounding, that you fix these particular trunks and areas where they are not close to the paths. Then also we must do the regular inspection because there could be leakage of electric power through those particular naked cables. Then also the person assigned is as indicated, and the date of review is as also indicated. Then a third hazard, we also talked about the lifting heavy objects there in the workshop. We can talk of machinery, we can talk of equipment. Then also, what does that cause? When you lift, you might incur injuries in your own body like backaches. That is a risk. Then we also say that it is likely to happen because that is common. When the measure that particular hazard is that it is moderate, then the risk level is medium, And then the control measure now is to provide training in proper lifting techniques and use of mechanical aids, that is another machinery to lift this particular heavy machines and equipment. And we've also assigned a person, and there is also a designated date for inspection. Then another example of hazard is working at the heights. Working at the heights means a risk that might occur there is like you might fall, and that could lead to a very serious accident. We also say that it is likely to happen. There is possibility of it happening or occurring. That is also severe because when you fall from the height, it means that is very dangerous. We also categorize that as a very high risk, at a high risk level. We've said that the control measure for that is use of fall arrest systems, like the nets that we always put some heights. Then we also do provide training on working at heights. We could employ other many measures. Then also there is person responsible, and the date for inspection is as indicated. Then lastly, there is chemical spills also there in the workshops. And then on that note, we say that the risk related to chemical spills is that chemical exposure might lead to health issues. When there are some chemicals which are very not that friendly to our health, are very dangerous and very reactive. So when you just expose them like that, it means you're risking yourself. So that is a risk related to chemical spill. And we say that it is possible to happen, and that is also a very severe hazard. And the risk level for that is very high. And we've said that the control measure for that is implementing spill response plan and using any necessary and as advised the personal protective equipment there in the workshop. And also that one, there is somebody responsible for chemical spills. And these people, the personnel you've mentioned, they are trained all the time, every now and then. It is perpetual, it is continuous training, so that they curb the new trends in the workshop. And also the date for inspection is as indicated. Thank you.